Hello, good morning again to my dear students. How are you today? Hope you are good. You are still kicking. Joke lang. All right. So we will proceed directly with the next chapter in this course, multimedia system. Okay. During the previous chapter, chapter one, we discussed the introduction to multimedia systems. For now, we will discuss one of the elements of multimedia, which is text. So that is the content of chapter 2, text. Okay? So we will discuss each element. So unahin muna natin ang text, then later on image, then video, audio, etc. All right? So in this chapter, you will learn how to use text to promote or in any or to combine to, let's say, graphics to video, then how or what are the do's and don'ts when using text and others, of course. All right. So, okay, we will start with this. Okay, we will define text first. Okay, so text consists of characters, yes, punctuation, symbols, and others to convey a message, to tell a message, or to deliver message. Okay, okay. So just to make sure it's recording. Okay, we read text in newspapers, magazines, pamphlets, billboards, books, websites, and etc. Okay, it is also an integral part of songs, movies, TV, radio, advertisements, video games, presentations, and others. Okay, so we see text anywhere or everywhere. Okay, we hear or when we are watching movies, there are texts. Let's say the subtitles. In a song, they use text to write the lyrics of the songs. All right, text in multimedia is combined with various other kinds of elements or media elements such as audio, video, graphics, pictures, animations. Okay, so pwedeng i-combine. So text is the most basic element of multimedia. Kasi just write it and then, ayun na, napadala na yung message na gusto mong sabihin. Text is the most imperative components of multimedia, as I said earlier, and an essential source of presenting information to a wide range of people. Kasi halos lahat, okay, sa messenger pa nga, di ba? Kahit wala kang load, you can read text. Okay? But you cannot view video. You can view image. Alright? So, ito, text, yung SMS, yung load, mag-text ka, then pwede lang makita kahit wala silang wala silang data. Okay? Pwede lang mabasa. Okay? So, text is the most imperative components of multimedia or elements of multimedia to send message or to convey a message. Now, we have here the power of text, how powerful a text is. Proper use of text, keeping in mind elements such as font style, size, and various design tools help the content creator to communicate the idea and message to the user. So ito, when you are using text in a, let's say, in your promotion, make sure to use the proper style or font style, the size of the text, and then if you want to add more design on your text, make sure na okay. Okay? Kasi proper use of text, sabi dito. And then, with those na ginawa mo, okay, pwede mo na ma-deliver yung content ng gusto mong sabihin, or if you want to communicate, or this is used to communicate the idea, your idea to the user. Text is the most widely used and flexible means of communicating information and ideas on an electronic media. Billboards are used in a public place where a large number of people can see it. Okay? Dito sa atin, wala man tayong billboard. Meron, sa Ifugao State, meron tayo dito. To make sure, okay, everybody can see the billboard, a clear, large font style and size is used. Oo naman, anong silbi ng billboard kung ang lilit na nakasulat? So, pag naka-flash na yung billboard, dapat malaki yung size ng text, readable, para may silbi yung billboard. Okay? It is also important to use text in concise manner so that the billboard does not look text-heavy and can be easily and quickly read by people. So, yung billboard natin, hindi yung buong paragraph nandun. Konti lang na text nakalagay doon para naman hindi siya nagmumukhang yung sinabi dito text heavy, hindi siya masyadong crowded yung billboard natin. A multimedia developer can also customize fonts according to his wants and design. So later on, I will show how to install or how to download fonts, how to add, kasi if you are using your computer, meron ng default fonts yung OS, that the operating system that you are using. Meron ng pre-installed fonts. Now, if you want to add more fonts on your computer, you may download and install. So I will show that later on. So we have I guess three ways on how to install fonts on your computer. But before that, we have here the factors affecting the legibility of text. Okay, we have here. Ito yung factors na nag-affect na para mabasa yung text. Okay, we need to, we consider the following: the size and style. Size ng text, style ng text, okay? Kung masyadong maliliit and then gusto mo itong i-present sa cellphone, kumbaga magpa-promote ka, and then masyadong maliit, ang alam natin, ang cellphone, it has a smaller size, yung screen size. Make sure that the text you included, the size, would be larger. Kasi nga maliit yung size ng cellphone. So, kailangan malaki yung size ng text. And then including the style. Make sure, of course, to choose a style which is readable or which are readable. Okay? Hindi yung kung ano, yes, ang ganda ng design ng text, may pa-curl-curl pa yan, kaya lang hindi naman siya nababasa. So anong silbi? Walang silbi. Okay? So make sure if you are using text that the size and style or font style are readable, are okay. Okay? And then consider also the background and then the foreground colors. Background and then the foreground colors. Ang ganda ng background mo, pero hindi na nababasa yung nakasulat. And then the leading, of course, leading. Kung ano yung gusto mong ipahiwatig, kung ano yung gusto mong iparating sa user, yun yung mas naka-highlight. Hindi yung lesser na yun pa yung naka-highlight. And then yung header mo, kumbaga, yung gusto mong iparating sa user, yun pa yung hindi nababasa. So we have to consider the leading, of course. So ituturo natin yan mamaya. Alright, so we have the font style and then the size, of course. Okay, fonts are very useful as they can gain or in gaining attention of the reader by highlighting headings, increasing the readability and project an image. Okay. Many fonts are also available online. As I had mentioned, we can download and install fonts. They are classified on the basis of spacing between characters, words, presence of or absence of serif, their shapes, stretch, and weight such as bold or italics, underlining, outlining, and strikeout of characters may also be added in a text. Okay? So, you can download text na merong naka-bold. You can download text, regular text. Okay? Fonts, I mean. And then, you may also download fonts that is italic. Naka-italic na siya. So, pwede mo siyang i-install. And then, available na sa anumang application na gamit mo. Just like Microsoft Word. Okay? So, pag in-install mo na yung font na yon, available na sa list of fonts. So, we have here the sample fonts, font style, installed. Okay. How to install your fonts or yung gusto mo. Okay? Fonts can be installed on your computer by opening the fonts folder through Windows Explorer. Okay? So, go to local disk C. Okay? Nasaan? So, go to local disk C on your computer. We have here, as you can see. Okay? Go to local disk C. And then, open local disk C. And then, we have here, Windows folder. Windows folder, under your Windows folder, we have here your fonts. As you can see, we have here the fonts folder. Open it. And then, antayin lang natin muna. So, while waiting, we have here, okay. We have here the different fonts installed on your computer. Ito, napakarami. Now, again, how to install, we have here. Then, when the folder is open or opens, select the fonts you want to install from an alternate folder. Kumbaga, ikakopy lang natin siya and then ipipaste natin dun sa folder na yon. Okay? The second option is, go to Start on your computer, Settings, then Control Panel, then Fonts. And then, yun, ipipaste mo lang din yung fonts na gusto mo. Then, the other, or the last way on how to install the font is to double-click the font and then click Install. Okay, I will show you how to download and install the font. Okay, as you can see, Aldania. Walang Aldania dito. Al, wala. Okay. So, we will try to install or download this font. Okay, Aldania regular font. So, we have here, search, and then click this one. And then, as you can see, this is the style of Aldania. Okay, so I will go and click download. Then we have here, as you can see, nag-download yung Aldania. So, eto na siya. So, we can also unzip or extract files. Ito pala kung paano kayo mag-extract ng files. Just right-click and then extract files. And then click OK. So, as you can see, eto siya. Nakalagay na sa folder. So, yung isang option is to copy this one, copy the font, and go to local disk C, Windows, fonts, and then ipipaste natin dito. Okay? And then the other option is just double-click this one, and then click the install button. Click install button. So, click ko yung install, then installing na yung font, and then later on, makikita na natin dito. So, let's try to check later kung nandun nga ba yung font na Aldania. So, check natin ngayon. Or, baka kailangan pa nating mag-refresh. So, Aldania, AL, let's try to change the font of this to Aldania. Font style, Aldania. O, yun yung example ng font na Aldania. How about this one? Yan, to Aldania. Aldania. So, that is the Aldania font. As you can see, yun. Okay? Aldania font. Now, selecting the text fonts. So, tinuro ko kung paano mag-download and install ng font. Okay? It's up to you. You can type font download and then lalabas yung mga different fonts. So, on my my file, I have here different fonts of fonts. We have here. So, pwede ko siya kopyahin, ito, and then ipipaste ko lang naman siya dun sa C and then Windows and then font na folder. Okay? So, I have downloaded this manually. Kung ano lang gusto kong font, yun ang dinownload ko, quick hand, and then meron pa siyang digital, parang digital yung text na nakasulat, and then we have here the different tribal fonts, and then you may download other fonts and then install it on your computer, and then yun na yung gagamitin mo. If you're using Photoshop, okay, mag-appear na rin doon yung font na linagay natin or in-install natin. So, there are few things that a user must keep in mind before selecting fonts for a multimedia presentation. So, we have here, reading the guidelines below will help the user in choosing the appropriate fonts. So how to use or how to choose the appropriate fonts na pwede mong gamitin. Choose a font that is legible and easy to read. Okay. Yes. Anong silbi nga ng linagay mo kapag hindi naman nababasa? So choose a font that is legible and easy to read. Example, sans serif fonts are easier to read than serif fonts. What are the difference? Ano yung difference ng sans serif fonts than serif fonts? Okay? Some of the most commonly used serif fonts include Times New Roman, ito, Garamond, Basker, I'm not sure kung anong pass niyan, Georgia, and Corinu. Okay? These are serif fonts. Now, sans serif fonts naman includes Arial, Helvetica, Proxima Nova, Futura, and Calibri. So, kung pansinin nyo yung difference ng dalawa, ito, tapos yan. Okay? Mas madaling mabasa ang sans serif fonts kasi walang kaarte-arte. So as you can see in this figure, ito sans serif, ito serif. May mga arte-arte pa ganyan-ganyan pa siya. Okay? Ito, the simple lang, sans serif. But simple but easier to read, legible. Okay? Hopefully naintindihan natin ang difference ng sans serif fonts and serif fonts. The different effects and colors of the font can be chosen to make the text look distinctive. Yes, of course, effects. Pwede ka mag-alagay ng effects, okay? Just for example, double-click the text, and then we have here on the effects part, okay? Nasaan na ang effects natin? No. Okay, we have here effects, nandito ang effects. Bakit nawawala yung effects dito? Ang effects natin for the text, or it's not applicable here. I guess it's not applicable. Pero baka nandito. Hanapin lang natin ha. Effects for the text, wala. Hindi ko siya makita dito. But anyway, pwede naman nating lagyan ng effects. Kumbaga sa, let's say, if you are inside PowerPoint, you may add effects on the text. Okay? Parang meron siyang glow effects. And then, if you are using Photoshop, pwede mo nilagyan ng effects. And of course, the color of the text. Okay? Make sure that the color is readable. Alright? Try to use different colors within the same presentation. Or I mean, try to use a few different colors. Yes. Ang ganda ng design mo. Colorful. Pero, hindi kaya masyadong punong-puno na ng color? Rainbow na yung presentation mo. Okay? So, try to use few, it says here, few different color. Few lang. Okay? Try to use few type spaces within the same presentation. Play with the style and size to match up the purpose and importance of the text. For instance, use large font size for headings. Okay? Few type spaces or type fonts or yung font daw. Hindi daw yung kailangan na maraming font style ang nakalagay sa isang presentation. Kahit few lang yan. Kaya lang, kapag naka-heading yan, try mong laruin yung heading. Halimbawa yung yung title, okay? Mas malaki yung text kaysa dito, pero pareho na Arial yung font natin. Okay? Kung gusto mo pang mas malaki ito, palakihin ito, kasi ito yung mas gusto mong, okay? Mas gusto mong lagyan ng attention, palakihin mo lang. Okay? Dito lang, ito lang laruin mo. Pero pare-pareho yung font niya. Or font style. Okay? So, yun yung guide natin. Drop caps and initial caps can be used to accent the words. So, we have here drop caps and initial caps. Para to catch the attention of the user or the viewer, okay? Try to use drop caps and initial caps. Ano ba ang difference ng drop caps and initial caps? So, drop caps, ito, pwedeng ilang lines, dun sa isang paragraph, ilang lines ang nakuha niya. Initial, the first line lang. First line in the paragraph. Let's say, experiment. Kumbaga, ito, letter T. Kumbaga, pwedeng kapag drop cap, letter T, pwedeng kunin niya hanggang dito. So, big letter T here. Okay? Kapag initials naman, dun lang ang yung first letter sa first line lang, parang gaya nito. Okay? Initial, experiment, letter E, kumbaga dito lang malaki yung letter E sa first line. Drop caps, kahit ano, kahit kumuha siya ng ilang lines. Okay? So, try to use drop caps and initial caps to catch the attention of the user or viewer. Anti-alias can be used to make a text look gentle and blended. So, if your alias, anti-alias. Yung anti-alias, medyo na-soften yung gilid or yung edge ng text. Ito alias, medyo umulaw basit. Okay? So, mas maganda gumamit ng anti-alias. Okay? Para maging blend yung text natin sa graphics. Kung graphics man yun, or video kung video man yun. To attract instant attention to the text, the words can be wrapped into a sphere or bent like a wave. Just to catch the attention. Halimbawa, first look pa lang, yun na yung mabasa. Kung gusto mong ganon, yun yung text na unang mabasa, or mabasa ng viewer, ilagay mo siya sa parang ganito. So if here is sphere and then pwede siyang i-wave or wave. Okay? So pwede nating paglaruan ang text later on inside of Photoshop and then other applications. Meaningful words and phrases can be used for links and menu items. Just for example, we have here on top the menus or tabs, home, insert, design. Yun lang, kahit yung meaningful words and phrases ang ilagay mo, hindi yung insert pictures, blah 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 blah, ang dami-dami, ang haba-haba. Insert lang naman yon. Okay? So, use meaningful words and phrases. Overcrowding text on a single page should be avoided. Yung overcrowded sa isang page. Kumbaga, magpa-promote ka ng tarpaulin, design ka ng tarpaulin, overcrowded, napakadami. Sino ba namang user viewer ang meron, pero a few ang merong basahin lahat-lahat. Okay? So, eto, kung pwedeng few yung text, why not? Alright? Pero pareho, few yung text, pero pareho na nabigay yung idea mo, yung na-communicate yung idea na gusto mong sabihin, why not use a few text? Alright? Do not use decorative passage for longer paragraph. Ito, for longer paragraph, do not use too many decorations or yung passages too decorative. Okay? Kasi nga, naka-paragraph yan. So, parang mawawalan na ng yung paragraph kung decorative siya. Okay. So, using text in multimedia. Okay. How to use text? Okay. The basic element of multimedia is text. Okay. As mentioned earlier again. However, text should be kept in minimum to avoid overcrowding unless the application contains a lot of reference material. Okay. Again, you should avoid overcrowding of text. Less text can be read easily and quickly, unlike longer text passages which can be time-consuming and tiring. Okay, or a lot of information in multimedia presentation is not ideally the best way to transfer information to a wide range of audience. Combining text or other elements such as pictures, graphics, diagrams can help reduce the amount of text written to provide information. Kung pwede natin siyang i-combine sa, let's say, graphics, then why not? To avoid overcrowding of text. Kung pwedeng picture na lang instead of paragraph, then why not? As long as you convey the message or as long as you deliver the message. Okay? So, yun yung using text in other medias or combining text to other media elements. If you can use other media elements, then make sure that wag mong i-duplicate yung text na kung anong sinabi ng picture, yun nandun din lang sa text. Okay? Para mas easy mabasa and then ma-avoid natin yung overcrowding of text. Okay. Using text elements in a multimedia presentation. So you may use this text in menus for navigation. Kagaya nito, menu, and then meron siyang navigation. Okay? User navigates through content using a menu. Interactive buttons. Okay? Pwede mo ding magamit yan. Just for example, I have here my buttons, icon. Sasan ka na? Okay. I have here. And then, as you can see, okay, I have here the buttons. And then, inside the button, I have here text with it. Okay? Nakasulat. Yan. 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 Okay. So, pwede din yan gawin if you are creating your program soon or your system soon. Pwedeng ganito. Button and then icon and then text. Okay? So, pwedeng gawin yan. Interactive buttons and then fields for readings. Reading a hard copy is easier and faster than reading from the computer screen. So, texts are being used in newspapers, magazines, like that. A document can be printed in one of or two orientations, portrait and landscape. We all know that. Then, text also can be used in HTML documents. Yung HTML, Hypertext Markup Language. I remembered the baby which named as Hypertext Markup Language because I don't know if it's a boy or girl. The father is a web developer. Okay, so this is on web naman. Okay, so if you want to insert text in a web that can be viewed in a web browser, okay, or HTML, okay, ito, pwede nating i-insert yung text. So we have very commonly used tags. So if you want to make the text bold or naka-bold siya, okay, we have here the tag in HTML. Okay? Or in creating an ordered list or let's say in ang tawag dito, ordered list, ito, bullets, we have here OL, yung tags or tag na ginagamit. If you want to insert images, IMG. So these are text in HTML. And of course, symbols and icons, you can insert text in these symbols and icons. Just for example, our logo, okay, logo ng Ifugao State University. So I have here a logo of the Ifugao State University, and then, okay, as you can see, there are texts inside it. 1920, the start of before Payunbugan or yung basta yung unang year na na-start ang school. Not the Ifugao State University ha, yung unang school ng unang pangalan ng school. Okay? So we have here the text inside it. Okay? And then we have here. Okay? So, yon. Now, how to lay out the text. So we need to consider, of course, the text layout. Okay? To avoid overcrowding, make sure that you planned the layout of the text. So while creating a multimedia presentation, the presenter should plan the text layout to let a reader read it with ease para mas madali daw masahin. So kailangan planuhin mo yung pag-layout dun sa text, kung saan ba yung text. Are you going to place it here or at the bottom or at the middle? Ano kaya mas maganda? Mas maganda mabasa, mas madaling mabasa ng viewer. I'm going to put it or place it here. Okay? So you need to plan the layout of the text. Okay? Where to put the text. One of the first thing to keep in mind is the length of the text. Okay? It should neither too long or nor too short. For a printed document, a line containing 13 to 17 words is sufficient. Okay? Kapag napiprint yan, yung first line, 13 to 17 words is okay. More than 17 words should be too long to fit in a screen. Okay? And would be difficult to follow. On the other hand, a very short line would not look good on the screen. Okay? Therefore, for better presentation, a line of around 8 to 15 words should be used. 8 to 15 words. Pwede pa yung hanggang 17. Pwede pa natin mapatawad yan. Pero, yung masyadong, okay, less than 8, just a few words, let's say 5, hindi naman masyadong maganda sa screen. So, maybe add more words to make it, okay, longer. And then, for more than 17 or 15 words, okay, that's too crowded. Okay, hindi na masyado mabasa. Okay. The distance between the lines should be adjusted to a suitable value to increase the readability. Ensure that the leading is not too small, as then the text will be hard to read. Just for example, ito, naka-leading ito. Ito yung title kasi ito leading. So, naka-bold, mas malaki yung text, iba yung font. So, ito yung una kong mababasa. So, leading. Okay? So, we have here, tight, normal, loose, yung spacing, character spacing. Meron tayong single, double, 1.5, double spacing. So, pag sinabi nilang ganun, if you are using Microsoft Word, so just highlight the text, and then we have here the character spacing. So, and dito, character spacing or line spacing. Kapag sinabi na nilang double, two spacing, ito. Hindi yung click mo and then enter, no. 2.5, ganyan. 3, yan spacing. Single spacing, yan. Naka 1.15 ako. 1.5, ganyan. 2 spacing, ganyan. Okay? So, yun yung spacing naman natin. Normal and then loose, masyado ng maybe 1.5 spacing. And then, of course, the other one of the most common errors people make is while choosing the background color. As mentioned earlier, you need to consider not only the text, the font style, and then the size, and then the leading. Also consider when designing, you need to consider the background color and then the foreground color. What is the background color and what is the difference with the foreground color? Background, foreground. Okay. Take a look at this. The foreground color is the color of the text. And then, while the background color is the color of the background, of course. So, as you can see, this is this image or this figure says bad. It says good. Kasi nga, bad. Why? The background color is too dark. And then, the foreground color is somewhat dark. So, ano yung mababasa? Dark na nga, dark pa. Okay? Brown out na nga, dark pa. Ano yun? Oh, dark na nga yung background, dark pa yung foreground. Okay? So, try to change the background. So, in choosing the background, if your foreground is light color, make sure that the background must be darker, or yes, darker. Or ang tawag doon, if your background is light, make sure that the foreground is dark color or in dark color. Or try to add effects on the text para mabasa, just to improve the readability of the text. Okay, again ha, the proper use of the background and the foreground color. Kapag picture naman yung ginamit mo, make sure na gumamit ka din ng effects para kapag dun sa part na may white and then white ang ginamit mong color na foreground, make sure na merong effects para mabasa mo pa din lang yung white kahit white pa din yung nakasulat, yung color nakasulat. Okay? We have here text in films such as titles and credits, so they use text in films. So it's either they use the text in the title, in crediting, dun sa credits, dun sa last na pataas na yung pangalan, or subtitles, habang nanonood ka, andun yung subtitle na nababasa mo. Okay, they use text in films. Okay? To include text in multimedia A designer has to keep in mind the points given below. We have here, last part na tayo. Okay? The theme or look of the multimedia product. Okay. If you are designing and then we have here the theme. Your theme is about like this. Now, your design, the text plus the background must related to the theme. Okay? Related siya. Para kumbaga, within a poster, or within the poster, lahat na nandun ay ibig sabihin, iisa ang sinasabi about the theme. If you are telling about, or the message is all about cultural heritage, the theme is cultural heritage. The text plus the background, everything must be all about cultural heritage. Okay? The amount of text needed, again, you have to consider not too crowded yung text. The placement of the text, the heading, body, and the text or logo, saan mo, you need to plan the layout of the text, how to lay out, okay? You need to plan the format of the video or the project, the video, if are you going to design it for posters, social media, or are you going to design it using it or and display it in a billboard or display it in a saan ba? Projector? Saan mo ba? So you need to set of course the format. Ipopost mo siya sa Facebook. So maybe pag Facebook, okay, the users are using their mobile phones, small screen, so maybe larger yung fonts yung nakasulat and then malit lang yung font na ganyan. Hindi yung large na ganyan and anong pa mang makikita? Naka-hide yung iba. So 2x2, okay na yon na size ng design, then that's okay if you are going to post it on social media. And then of course, we have here the content of the information. You don't need to include all the information in that let's say in that design. Okay? Just select the important text and then yun yung naka-include. Just for example, we have here the title, Jalpari, that a movie. We have here. Then ano nakalagay lang dito, ganyan. Ito yung yan, then the image and then the background. Yun lang. The name of directors, the name of the cast. Yun lang nakalagay diyan. Hindi nila in-include dito kung ano, saan nangyari, ganyan, and so on. Okay. So this is a film poster. Okay. So that is text. We have discussed today how to lay. You need to plan the layout of the text. Make sure, of course, to choose the proper font and then the style and then the size. I have shown you how to install a font. Download it from Google. Just type the font, the text you want to install, and then install it on your computer, and it will be available on Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, etc., Publisher, and then Photoshop. And then of course choose the proper color of the background and then the foreground color. Okay, so if you have questions about these topics, just leave it below or comment below, or just send us in the group chat or in our group chat, or just send me a private message. Okay, so later on I'll be giving you again an activity about this topic. So just to make sure na nabasa mo, hindi yung forward. Okay. And then para lang masabi mong tapos na yung lecture. Okay. So again, keep safe everyone. Paalam.